Imagine you go to TikTok, and when you start your first campaign, the first thing that you will see is the campaign objective. You see the traffic objective, you see the conversion objective. Now, not knowing what each objective does might cost you a lot of money, it costs you time, and it costs you opportunities. So let me show you in this video what is the difference between these two objectives. And I'm gonna go very in depth, so then by the end of this video you'll have 100% clarity on which objective you want to stick to based on your business goals. I'm gonna try as much as possible to simplify this kind of comparison between these two objectives, because if I go too technical you will be overwhelmed, and that's not my kind of objective for this video. So think about these three objectives as three kind of layers that I want to kind of go through. The first one is optimization. When you choose traffic as your campaign objective, your optimization is going to be only clicks. The moment when you chose this particular objective, TikTok ad algorithms, what they are going to do, they are going to optimize based on clicks. They will see like a successful campaign in terms of how many clicks you are getting. So if you are optimizing on traffic, one thing that I can promise you, you'll get a lot of traffic to your website. Now, for TikTok, they don't actually care about the quality of the traffic. They just want you to give you a bunch of people on your website. On the other hand, with conversions, you can optimize for things like value, conversions, and clicks on that ad set level. And this is the part where I want you to kind of clarify a few things. So with a value, actually let's start with conversions. When you optimize for conversions, which is set by default, pretty much what you are doing and what you're saying to TikTok, hey, I want you to optimize my ad creatives based on people who are more likely to buy from me. Even though they might not know your brand, even though they might see your business for the first time. But it doesn't really matter. They are going to optimize. The algorithms will understand that this is what is your main goal. This is kind of your first objective that you want to get from that campaign. So that's why kind of the audience, if we look at these two objectives, the audience will be completely different based on what you are optimizing for. The second optimization that you can make with conversions is value. Now, with value, what you have to understand is that it is locked for a specific period of time. You gotta have some seasonality on your TikTok account, and you have to get quite a few conversions before they are going to unlock you like this value optimization. But essentially what this helps you is like the algorithms now, they are going after, again, people who are more likely to convert, but not only to convert, but also to buy a much more expensive product. Where I would say, generally speaking, it helps you to increase the average order value. And ultimately, it increases your return on ad spend. It is a pretty cool optimization once like you unlocked this. I would recommend actually give it a try, but you know, if sometimes it might not work, so you have to be aware of that as well. Now, the third optimization is clicks. However, if you're optimizing for clicks using the conversion objective, it's going to be exactly the same as you would optimize for, you know, traffic. So actually, if we think about it from this particular perspective, then the objective that you're using on the campaign level actually does not matter that much. What matters is what you are optimizing on that ad set level. If you're optimizing for clicks using the conversion, you're gonna get kind of the same outcome. So it is not about the traffic, it is not about the conversions, it is about what you are optimizing on the ad set level. And this is pretty much how these optimizations looks like on the ad set level. Under the bidding and optimization section, with traffic, you'll have only the clicks as an optimization goal. For conversions, you'll have these three ones that I've mentioned so far. Now, when it comes to the analysis, how do you analyze and how do you optimize these two different campaign objectives? Because you might have as an objective, if you're a big brand, you want just to get, you know, some traffic, you want to get some brand awareness. That's fine. But if you are optimizing for conversions, you want to look at different metrics. So that's something crucial. And when it comes to traffic, we want to look at three metrics, which is your cost per click, how much you are spending to get that click. Let's say on average you might get like a $1 or 0.5. That is like you are pretty much paying $1 to get one person to your website. Then we have the click-through rate, or CTR. This is in terms of percentages, how many people are like clicking through your like ad and they are going to your website. And then we have a video watch time. This tells us more about how engaging is your creative. As we know, on TikTok, most likely you are going to use only videos, and that's why it's a pretty important metric to look at how that video appeals to the people you're trying to reach. For conversions, we have things like complete payments, we have initial checkouts, we have add to cart, and we have a conversion rate. These are the metrics that you have to prioritize when you optimize for conversions. Then the next things you might look also at like cost per click, click-through rate, just to kind of assess how that video works. So then eventually for the next creatives, you might create something similar, or you might avoid some specific things that doesn't work. But the first things that you want to prioritize and look at is definitely the purchases, the conversion value of those purchases, the return on net spend, because here the number one goal for us is sales and like the profit. Now, for the success rate, here's what you're going to get. For traffic, you get more traffic, but very low sales and ultimately low conversion rate. For conversions, you get less traffic, but it's high quality, and ultimately this leads to more sales and higher conversion rate. And maybe one question that you will say, oh, but you know, it doesn't kind of balances that out if I get more traffic and let's say I have even a lower conversion rate, but just because I have more traffic, I might convert as well as with conversions. That's not the case. I have noticed throughout and many testings that conversions usually gives a conversion rate higher than traffic by 50, 70, and even sometimes 80%, because it pretty much boils down to what you are asking for. I'm gonna just kind of give you a dating and like analogy. Imagine that you want to ask a person for a date, and then the second part, it tells you that, you know, I want flowers for our first date. Now, you know what they want, and you go and you purchase flowers because you know this is exactly what they want. That's exactly what happens with the algorithms. When you simply click on the conversion or like campaign, where you click on the traffic, you know, campaign, you tell directly to the algorithms, this is what I want. Please like go ahead and get me this objective. That is how it works, even though you have a brand new ad account. So you've noticed so far that there is quite a big difference between the traffic and the conversion objective. But the question is, what happens, Archie, if let's say we have two objectives that they are quite similar? Let's say on Facebook we have, you know, conversion and catalog sales. They are quite similar. So what is the difference between, let's say, those two objectives? Well, that is something that I talk very in depth in this video over here. So click on it and I'll talk to you soon.